What's up, everybody? My name's Charlie Savage, and today I want to talk to you guys about why I'm not getting an Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5 at launch. So let's get into it. So, the first reason that I'm not buying either of these consoles day one or even like this holiday season, unless, I get them as a gift, which would be cool. That's like kind of my preferred way to get it, but I'm not really too concerned if I do or don't get it, to be completely honest with you. And the main reason for that is that there's no exclusive games on it that I want to play on either system. Miles Morales is still on PS4, and I can wait to play it on PlayStation 5. If I'm being completely honest, I'm perfectly fine waiting longer. Not that I don't love Spider-Man. I played the first one; it was fantastic, and it'll be ported over to PS5, and most of my PS4 games will be available on PlayStation 5. And that's gonna take up a lot of time when I actually get to it. But for now, that doesn't really drive my purchase. It would be a deciding factor if one had it and the other one didn't. But given the fact that both that and the Xbox Series X and I prefer PlayStation exclusives, that's going to get me to buy a PlayStation. Because the reason I bought a PlayStation every time is because of the exclusives. Like God of War is a fantastic game. Spider Man's a fantastic game. Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter are all like three of my favorite games of all time. They're like favorite game series. So that's just how I feel about that. And Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart comes out next year, and I'm fine waiting with that. I still can go back and play all the other Ratchet and Clank games. I've been focused on speedrunning Sly Cooper, really doing just a bunch of YouTube stuff. And then for an Xbox Series X, despite the fact Microsoft has all those studios, a lot of them are going to be on Xbox and Xbox Games Pass, and I have a gaming PC, so I am very much interested in getting Xbox Games Pass and using it on my PC. But when I have more time and I'm not in college, because right now that's like I could be grinding games, like there's no doubt about it. But for me right now, I'm just kind of focused on speedrunning Sly and doing a bunch of other things when it comes to content creation. That that's not necessarily my entire focus. I can still follow the games news. I can still play a lot of these launch games. Like I can still play Spider-Man. I can still play Sackboy Adventures. There's plenty of stuff still for me to do on the PlayStation 4, and I haven't even got around to playing all the PlayStation exclusive this generation. Somehow I've let like Bloodborne just sit there, and I haven't ever even played any of the BioShock games. And I have the collection. Like, there's just a lot of games that I have that I'll either wait until I get my PlayStation 5 or I'll play it until I get my PlayStation 5. And that's just kind of where that's at for me personally. And I don't know if anyone else feels like it, but it feels like the consoles like almost aren't real when they're coming out right now. It's because I felt like the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, I don't know, I felt like there was like such hype to the launch. But I mean, it was kind of obvious after that entire blunder that Microsoft had back then that the PlayStation 4 was definitely going to be the more successful console, and it recently came out that it was the most profitable video game console of all time, which is honestly not surprising in the least to me. But that being said, it there was still excitement, and I think a lot of that comes from both me being younger, but also the fact that exclusives just add more excitement. I feels like there's more online when you're talking about like what competitors are doing in an industry, and you're saying, well, they're doing this thing that the other person isn't, and that's in video games. A game like a big experience like that is exactly what that is. Like, so yeah, like long story short, I want both consoles, and I've still never bought an Xbox in my life, but I'm definitely willing to. I'm not gonna like a fanboy or anything. It's just I have a PlayStation 4 and a gaming PC and a Nintendo Switch. There wasn't really a good reason for me to buy an Xbox One X. Even like a lot of the games I want to go back and play, I can play on my PC still. So that's how I feel about that. And now, and also, the second part about these consoles, is that they're like more alike than ever before. There doesn't seem to be too many or distinct differences in terms of hardware. Um, I mean, they both have 4K HD Blu-ray, both up to 120 frames, 8 up to 8K resolution display. Like, I don't have a TV that can run half of this shit. Like, I need new monitors first, to be completely honest with you. 825 gigabyte custom SSD versus a 1 terabyte SSD. They both have the same amount of RAM. They're close at 10.3 and 12 teraflops respectively at AMD RDNA 2. Sorry, I'm like looking at my notes, but I know that they're very similar. I just didn't have them memorized because I'm just bad at being a vlogger. The CPUs are both 8-core. PS5 is 3.5. Xbox One is 3.8 gigahertz, and they're both AMD Zen 2. So yeah. And then in terms of exclusives, like I said, like a lot of the PlayStation 1s you can play on a PlayStation 4, and a lot of the Xbox One Series X games you can play on a PC. So I'm not really motivated to that. I kind of want to invest in my PC more than anything, which is surprising to me at least. Like, while it makes a lot of sense, oh fuck, my camera's almost dead. While it makes sense to me, that's like not how I used to view it. I used to be like, I'll just buy this one box every few years, yada yada yada. But I was like, I'd rather just make the bigger investment once I actually start having an income and put it in this, and then I'll update it like later on. But yeah, in short, those are my thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Peace.